Damn it all! Why does it have to be Yona? Why not me? Of all people, why my only daughter?
I would gladly help her had I the means to do so.
Well, that's good to know, Vice. Thanks. Anyway, we don't really have much to go off of right now. So I think the best thing to do is hang out with those dogs. Get some moral support.
Oh, you're back. I was worried about you. I heard you went through the Eastern Gate and... Is that a book?
Never mind the book.
Now, see here. I am Grimoire Vice, and you will treat me with the proper respect.
Wait, you're Grimoire Vice? Oh, that is so cool.
You know him?
Of course. He's the white book mentioned in the song I was singing.
He's in your song?
Yeah, the Song of the Ancients. It's an old tune that's been passed down through generations of villagers. It's in a forgotten language, so I doubt you could make much sense out of it.
Do you know what it says?
Well, it's not like I studied it or anything, but I can tell you bits and pieces. There's this terrible black book that shows up and starts spreading disease all over the place. But then this white book appears and saves the world and everyone's happy. You know how it goes. What is it?
Tell me about this black book. Where's it from? How does it work?
What? It's just a song. I don't know what it means.
What kind of idiot sings a song without knowing what it means?
This kind of idiot? Look, why don't you go to the library and ask Popola? She's smarter than me. Maybe she knows.
Popola, huh? All right.
See? Moral support. Dogs. Look at them go.
A white book, a black book, and a disease.
Something wrong?
Just thinking.
Yeah, seems like a pretty obvious connection to me. Find a white book. Got a black disease. I think we're onto something.
Say. When the great black book, Grimoire Noir, plunges the world into chaos, the white book, Grimoire Vice, will appear with his sealed verses. He will then vanquish Grimoire Noir and restore harmony to the world, or so the legend goes.
What's a sealed verse?
These records are really old, so I can't say for sure. I imagine it's some kind of magic.
And yet you know nothing regarding the whereabouts of Grimoire Noir.
Sorry, but there's nothing about that in any of the records. What we do know is that there's a number of these sealed verses out there.
And it also appears that the shades you fight in these verses are intrinsically linked.
Fine. Then I kill them all and take what I need.
Have you gone completely mad?
What an absurdly reckless plan.
I won't stand around while my daughter dies. Tell me where to find them.
Now wait just 1 minute. You're really gonna do this, huh? Well, all right. I've heard the Shades are gathering near a village called the Aerie. It's past the bridge on the northern plains. They should be done with the repairs by now. I marked it on your map for you. Maybe you could find one of the sealed verses there. And be careful.
And with that little bit of well-wishing, we immediately throw ourselves off the banister. But we accomplished something. We now have a direction, and we now have a goal. I'm going to be spending the immediate rest of the game fighting large shades, collecting sealed verses, and preparing to vanquish Grimoire Noir and save the world from the Black Scrawl.
But I must say, that song of hers is a rather catchy number. I can see why the bards kept it alive through the eons.
Yeah, it's a real toe tapper.
I think so. We also have our full start menu now. You can check out and change our different equipped abilities. Have a look at our maps. Check out our items. Look at any side quests that we picked up. Have a look at our weapons. Ward edit, which we haven't figured out what that is yet. And our status. I think this is pretty much self-explanatory here. And our weapons. We can have a look at all their details, their attack power, how much they increase magic, weight, which affects how quickly they're used, how quickly they can execute their attacks, and their cute little weapon stories, like this one, about young virgins spilling their blood to consecrate a temple. Thanks, Cavia. The area is out here to the north. It's on the opposite side of the plains across the bridge that was broken earlier. Now that we can access it.
You can save Yona, Weiss. Hell, you may be able to save the whole damn world. I'm almost glad we met.
I told you you'd need me.
And to think I was gonna use you for kindling.
You really should treat omnipotent magical beings with more respect. Do you not fear these shades?
Not scared, just cautious. But I'll do what it takes to save Yona.
I see. Then I won't try to stop you.
You're a pretty good listener for such an old-timer, Weiss.
I should be offended.
So now that we've begun in earnest, the northern plains are populated primarily by shades. Depending on the weather, there will be more or less of them, and there will be larger or smaller versions. At this point, the only thing we have to worry about is it being a little bit overcast, which will make a bunch of the small ones spawn. This also makes sheep hunting harder in case you still want to hunt some sheep. At this point, I think I've killed enough of them that I can let them slide for a few days. This little tunnel here, this little mine shaft, is going to lead us straight to the Aerie. The Aerie's an interesting place. Always dark, though. Misty and overcast.
It appears to be deserted.
Oh, you know what that means. Ransack. Unfortunately, there's absolutely nothing we can grab right here. I don't know if I'd want to. There's just some supplies. A box, which I'm pretty sure is supposed to be a bed. An easel. Seems kind of a jackass thing to ransack that place.
Who the hell designed this place?
How are we supposed to reach the chief's house?
How indeed. Because this area is so overcast, it's highly populated by shades at the moment. Shades that spit words at us. And as the game is telling us, words can be equipped to weapons, magics, and your martial arts skills, that is, evading, defending, to give you some minor benefits. The one we just picked up, pretty self-explanatory. You put it on your weapon and it increases your physical damage by 2%.
Is anyone here?
Nice. This is, I won't say the only time the area is populated by shades, but generally speaking, it's not going to be this overwhelmed. They don't usually spawn here. Just a nice special thing for now. The path I just took, going down the ladder, is the wrong way. But since we're here, and since it's our first visit, I decided to explore.
Why did I have to be born here?
I can't take it anymore.
The locals, as you can see, are an extremely positive group of people, and I thought it would be nice to talk to them.
Kindest must not be brought to the village.
Very positive. You might also have noticed, in addition to getting some of the words, we've been picking up tutorials. They're more or less just tips or tricks. Some of them do actually give you some control advice. By and large, you're just going to be getting what you've been told, but they'll be put in your memo section. That's about it. The area is home to lots of boxes, some fertilizer, and this little scaffolding bit. I guess they're planning on doing some construction because God knows everyone wants to move to the Aerie, but they just don't have enough room. Fortunately, little shades have absolutely no jumping ability. They can't follow you if you come up here. Yes.
It's dark in here. Ow, Mom, that hurts. God.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about the area every time I come in here. Not just because it's being swarmed by large, ephemeral monster things. Speaking of, this big guy, as you can see, has a shield. You can attack break them by hitting them enough, You can break the shield, usually with the weapon's triangle attack. Or you can just wait for them to attack you and put the shield down, whatever. The word we got from him, which increases physical strength, affects how quickly we can swing the weapon. It is literally Nier's physical strength. The one-handed swords we have right now are generally pretty light, so it doesn't matter too much.
I'm looking for someone who knows about the sealed verses.
You're like her, like kindest.
Shut up and listen to me!
Huh.
Cursed! You're cursed!
Well, this appears to be a glorious waste of time.
Leave our village at once! We must kill kindest! That woman was tainted by a shade, and now look at her.
But that's interesting.
Scared. I'm so scared, I'll never leave my home again.
And what about you?
You bring death to this village.
Get out of here! You're an agent of the Shades! I know it!
This place sucks. Let's get out of here. Talk to the mayor and just get out of here. Gonna be honest, I like how the Aerie looks. This is a very visually interesting place. Not a fan of the people.
This must be the chief's house.
What is it?
Well, we're here from...
Strangers. Go away.
Wait, listen to...
Enough. Leave this village at once and never return.
What a pathetic bunch of rabble. It would appear there are no powerful shades here. The sealed verses would never be found in such a place.
Yeah. Let's go talk to Popola and figure out a plan.
On that note, there was a tiny little shade that I neglected to kill, sitting in the corner there. Actually hit him, you can see him go flying. He doesn't die. He follows me across the minimap. I have to admire his pluck. Anyway, this was a bust. I don't know what you expect after hearing those people. And the only thing we can do now is talk to Popola, see if she's got any good ideas, equip all those words I picked up, because I always forget. Boost magic power. Anything you equip to martial arts will actually stack if you have both defend and evade on. This is basically the last time I'm going to have both defend and evade on, so I might as well take advantage of it. That 4% bonus to my lightweight weapons, so it won't do a damn thing.
What's that?
Ransack. Grab it, grab it. Grab it.
Nice flowers.
Those are lunar tears, legendary flowers of almost perfect beauty.
That's the flower I told Yona about.
Hands off the flowers.
That's, quite the outfit.
I fear we have greater issues to deal with.
Is she a shade?
What are you waiting for, fool? Attack her!
And having just come back from a village suspended in storage containers above an abyss, we are now fighting a woman in her undergarments. Nier. She's a spry young lady.
Oh crap, I knew this would happen.
Who's apparently used to being attacked by large burly men.
This woman is certainly not to be trifled with.
And she's very agile. You can see there that she avoided the magic attack. She will be able to jump out of the way just about anything you try and do to her like that. So the best thing to do is eviscerate.
Don't let your guard waver. She's vulnerable when she attacks. Strike then!
There you go.
Is that all?
By my very pages, this girl wields magic. This woman is certainly not to be trifled with. Don't let your guard waver.
He says all that, but honestly the second stage of the fight is a lot simpler than the first one. She has magic, so she can attack you from long range, but she doesn't move anymore. She basically tries to stay in the middle of the battlefield, which means you can now attack her from long range. And if you're just dodge rolling at the right time, you can basically evade any magic attack she tries to use. For some reason, she was really dead set on using that little tiny one.
Oh, fantastic.
Found the big shade. Now the Aerie has this weird kind of Peter Pan
Beware
vibe
the
going with it.
shockwave. Hold back until
So
we have a chance
any
to
of the big
approach.
shades that it has in its area
Stay out of my way!
take off of that.
He's mine, you idiots!
This big guy, for instance, is called Hook, based on Captain Hook.
It would appear that we are not the focus of her anger.
Doesn't look
The resemblance is uncanny, I know.
It just spat something out. What was that?
Are these guys shades too?
These guys are cannon fodder shades, basically. They're tiny, they go down in no more than 2 hits, and they replenish
That
a
thing is huge!
ton of magic.
This will be your most difficult battle to date. Ready your guard.
Die! 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 I'm gonna pull out your teeth and cram them up your ass!
That woman has a fouler mouth than one would expect.
Actually, that's about what I expected.
Anyway, she is doing damage to him. Not a whole lot, not a significant amount, but it's enough to help. And the basic idea is just to whack him until his finisher gauge shows up on his feet. He's nigh impossible to miss. His entire body is one huge hitbox. See, I usually try and aim for the head because I am convinced somewhere in my mind that hitting the eyes will actually deal more damage. But if you manage to graze him anywhere, it'll work out for the best. Again, he shoots large magic balls, let you replenish your supply of magic. And it's just a matter of hitting him until you can knock him on the nose. And down he goes.
Thanks.
I told you to stay out of the way! Wait.
The symbols are disappearing.
I've never seen the like.
This one has been possessed by a shade. She exists as neither fully human nor other.
I guess half human is better than no human at all. But if that part goes, I'll cut her down like all the rest.
A half-human and a giant shade.
I could deal with one, but both.
Oh, sounds like the basis of a sitcom to me. So now we know. There is a rather impressive-looking shade back there, and there is also a lady in her underwear that is attempting to kill it. Sounds like a plan. And we're gonna go check on Yona first instead of
I'm
Pokemon
worried
because...
about Yona. Let's go see how she's doing.
Because she's our kid, and I think that trumps the mayor.
How could there be shades here, of all places? None of you will leave this place alive!
Calm down. You cannot prevail if you are blinded with rage.
I don't know, seemed to work pretty well right there. And this is basically the last time you're going to see the Defend command. Ever. I'm not a big proponent of Dark Hand. Like I said back during the prologue, I, for some reason, just have a lot of trouble aiming it properly. But I'm gonna get more mileage out of it from the defend button, so no point not doing it now.
There must be a sealed verse inside that enormous shade. I am sure of it.
Yeah, we could barely hold it off. And we had that girl helping us. We need to get stronger.
Right. Total miss. But the shade's not gonna bother us anymore, and neither are the sheep. So the rest of this run back to the village should be surprisingly bloodless. I don't think I killed those guys. Yeah, we're okay. And remember, everybody at home, there's nothing worse than a sad tree. That's a lie, there are worse things than a sad tree. Those little dogs can be sad. Oh, I just depressed myself. Anyway, once again, we're doing the nice fatherly thing, checking on the little girl. You can actually talk to Popola first. It'll mess up the order of events and trigger her thing before you talk to Yona and trigger her thing. Naturally, we don't want this. We do want that money. The game does not say this, but you can infer from, not necessarily this, but a few later conversations, that Popola is also basically the town pharmacist. So she's been mixing all of Yona's medications this entire time, too. Presumably for anybody else in the village.
Hey.
It says we're going to Seafront, but we have a few things to take care of first.